welcome to creating a custom pivot chart using custom data. Brought to you by Shiftkey Solutions, and I am Eric Ripley. In this tutorial, we're going to go through the steps of creating a pivot table that's going to look a lot like this. I had an old Heels student that sent me this printout of a pivot chart that she'd like to see if it can be created. And she also sent me some data in which to create this from. That student was Rachel Berg, so she sent this over to me to see if I could help her. So let's take a look at what we have to work with. This is the image that she wants us to create, and as I look at it, it looks like that it has a double stacked horizontal axis and a floating legend and a floating title using the line with markers chart. So let's take a look. This is the image that we want to create, and then this is the data that we have to work with. So let's get to it. So if we look at this data here, it's all separated out by years. So what we'll want to do is condense this down so that it's a single table of data. So if we look at this here, looks like I need to take this data and create a single table. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to convert these months into a single column called months. And then we're going to create these items as table headers or field headers, and they're going to go across this way. So, and then I'll start off with a year column also. So I'm going to go year, month, then I'm going to copy this information and then paste it this way. I'm going to use a special paste, which is transpose, which allows me to copy horizontally and paste vertically. Double click that. Then I'm going to copy this information here and then paste it this way. Great. So from there, I want to copy this and paste this down. So now if I look, I want to verify that for March, total labor was 13,837. If I look over, March total labor at 13,800. So it is converting over correctly. And then I'll come over to operating. Total operating for December was 91,651. 91,651 total operating. So it's pasting accordingly and appropriately. Then I'll put the year in here. Then I'll fill that down. And I don't want it to be numbers. Currency. I want this to be a general. And then do the same thing with this information. Oh, before I do that, let me copy this down. Oh, actually, I need to copy down a couple different times. Let's see, that should be plenty. Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's what I need. So I'll copy this. And here we go. So now I have a table to work with. Now our next step is to create the chart itself. So I'm going to come up to my Insert tab, and then I can have two choices here for a pivot table or a pivot chart. I think I'll go straight to a chart, see what happens. I want to paste this on the existing worksheet and ask for what location. So I'll paste that right here. And click OK, and there's my chart. Now I need to build this out. So let's see, if memory serves, I'm going to put my year in my axis field, the month right below it, and then I'm going to fill this in the values, the labor, the fringe, and direct and operating. Okay, so let me open this out a little bit. Okay, well, that's a chart, and I have my stacked information at the bottom. Let's change this to a line chart. So we're going to click Change Type and come down here. That looks like it should be it. That's a line with markers, and I'm going to click OK. And voila, there it is. That's our chart. To clean this up a little bit, to take out the field buttons here, we're going to come up to our Analyze tab and click our field buttons and hide all, so those all go away. Then I need to put my title in here and create my floating legend. So the way I do that is I'm going to come back to my Format tab, go to my legend and choose Overlay, and it makes no difference. I'm going to move it around a little bit. I'm going to click on it, grab the border of it, drop it right about there. Let's give it a fill to the background. I'm going to go to my shape fill and say white background, and maybe put a border around it. Let's click off it. Yep, that looks good. And then we need a title. So I'm going to come over to my labels group, click chart title, and then choose centered overlay. There it is. And with it selected, I'm going to click in the formula bar and I'm going to give this a name. Let's call it, once I have it typed out here in my formula bar, I can press my enter key or I can click my enter check mark. Either way, it'll populate for me. From there I can grab and drag it down a little bit. Also give it a nice fill to the background. And let's deselect. Okay, so there it has a title and stuff. And we're good to go. We could go one step further by renaming this. Instead of saying sum of labor, I can come over to my values box here and click on this one time. Go to my value field settings and then change the name up here. Instead of sum of labor, I'm going to say labor total. I'm going to click OK. And now it changes. I'm going to do the same thing for each of these. All right, there it is. We've made our modifications. It looks real pretty. It's very similar to our printout. Let's open that up and take a look at it again. So if I look at the image itself here, I can see that it's very similar. It's very similar. So let me see as I scroll down, that's tough. So now I can see floating table. I got my floating table. Lined with markers, I got lines with markers. Stacked horizontal axis, I got my stacked horizontal axis. There you go, Rachel. I hope this helps. And special thanks goes out to Rachel Berg for sending this over. And I hope this helps out some. Thanks for joining me. And don't forget to comment. And don't forget to subscribe. Take care.